Game day's here, I can hear the crowd. Turn on the lights, fans are cranked up and loud. Red or blue, we wear it proud. Yeah, we love our teams in this border town. Chiefs and Royals, Boo Mizzou, Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU. Hear that drum pounding in your feet. Yeah, you're marching to the beat of KC.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? What is going on, Jayhawk Nation? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and I am absolutely ecstatic to provide you all this video for a series of reasons. Number one, my favorite sport is back into motion, and that is baseball. Specifically, I truly enjoy college baseball, and even more specific, I truly enjoy the Kansas Jayhawks baseball program. I'm just excited for a lot of reasons. We saw how last year, how momentum really started to build, how Coach Fitzgerald and his staff are starting to truly put together consistent rosters together to be competitive, not only in the Big 12, but to push past the regular season and to go into the postseason. We saw them make a regional, which in my time span felt like it just was never going to happen. And they made it happen in just a few years of really their regime. This team has had some absolute players to truly get behind, and we're going to talk about one specifically that I'm ecstatic for. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready for this season to get hit out of the park, and I'm excited to talk to you about Kansas Jayhawks baseball and, truthfully, their first series. So we're going to do exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, this Friday into this weekend, the Kansas Jayhawks will kick off their first series as they head south, as most teams, honestly, in college baseball probably will. So they will head south to Edinburgh, Texas, to open the 2026 season against UTRGV, a first test that will immediately set the tone for what could be yet again another postseason caliber year in Lawrence, Kansas. And we're going to jump right in talking about who's going to set the tone on the bump. And I think specifically Friday night, you're going to set the tone with your ace of the staff, Dominic Vagley. I'm excited to see him absolutely get back out there. We saw some high success rates. We've seen his nasty slider. We've seen his very elevated in miles per hour fastball. He started to work on some more pitches. He really had a great freshman year, kind of fell off a little bit. I look forward to him having an absolute monster bounce back year. Now, Saturday is somebody I'm really excited to pay attention to as well, and that is Mattis Nayrol. And the reason is because I've seen some of his bullpens that have been posted on social media, and the guy can bring it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm excited to see how he really translates into the mound, and more specifically into more of a big-time college baseball mindset. I'm excited to see how he really gets out there. And then Sunday is Madden Seidel. And so it'll be interesting to see him get out there and just really kind of get through this portion of the group. I mean, it starts with Vagley, the unquestioned anchor of the staff. He's not just the Friday night guy. He's really the tone setter. In college baseball, your staff, and specifically your ace, defines your identity, and he is one of the best at doing that. He's an absolute monster. He's got the DNA to truly be an ace. He really doesn't show a ton of emotion. He does his job, and he gets after it. Vaguely gives Kansas stability, swing and miss stuff, and a veteran presence since he's older now. When he's on, and ladies and gentlemen, when he is on, the Jayhawks play with confidence behind them, because when Vagley is on, the biggest thing is you only have to score a few runs, because he's going to absolutely decimate the opponent. Now, Mattis Nayrol, and that's one that I'm really excited again. He gets the ball Saturday, bringing competitive edge and really the ability to keep Kansas in position to win the series. That's one of the biggest things. You want to win as many series as you possibly can, and that's really what projects you to get to the regional, to super regionals, to the College World Series. I mean, those are the things that you're really looking forward to. And again, to wrap it up, Sunday belongs to Madden Seidel, who will look to close the weekend with momentum before the team returns back to Kansas. Now, one of the biggest things is that they're going to continuously play more in the South. until I believe probably later in March, because obviously the way the weather is in Kansas it's just up and down. You got cold temperatures. You never know when things are going to flip on you. I mean, just to give you a quick example, we've had almost an 80-degree day 2 days ago, and then today it was like barely pushing 50. So if that tells you how kind of the ebbs and flows of the weather can be, you just want to head south where you know it's going to be consistent and you're going to be able to play games. Now, I think one of the biggest things, ladies and gentlemen, is the foundation of this team. And I specifically want to talk about Brady Ballinger. Brady is really the headliner of this 2026 roster, easily. I mean, Ballinger, multiple preseason All-American, one of the most complete hitters in the Big 12, a player who just doesn't just produce, he dominates. In 2025, ladies and gentlemen, I truly want to go through this because this is your tone setter. Ballinger led Kansas in nearly every offensive category, and that's even with Jackson Hauge on this team last year, who, you know, obviously had the home runs, beat him in home runs. Outside of that, Ballinger really has a lot of major categories wrapped up in his favor in 2025. He hit .353. He had 56 walks, which was 14th nationally. He had a .670 slugging percentage. He had a .495 on-base percentage. His OPS was 1.165. And just think about this. He had 71 runs scored, second most in the season in school history, and a school record for a sophomore. He had 79 hits, 21 doubles, 150 total bases, 24 multi-hit games, 16 multi-walk games, and to even go a little bit further into the Big 12. And I think this is big because this is where you really start to make your impact. In the final of 2025 Big 12 rankings, he was first in walks, tied for first in runs, second in total bases and OBP, third in slugging, tied for third in doubles, tied for seventh in home runs, top 10 in batting average and RBI. His 56 walks tied for second most in program history. His 71 runs were historic. Ballinger isn't just productive. He changes the way opponents pitch Kansas. His presence lengthens the lineup, creates RBI opportunities, and really gives the Jayhawks a proven superstar to build around. And I think when you really kind of take that in, you got to think that last year it was Hauge and it was Ballinger. This year it's going to be Osoria and it's going to be Ballinger, and then everything else is going to kind of come together around them. And I think that's one of the biggest things. In a market that never sleeps, one name rises above the rest. Lisa Miller from Dan Lynch Real Estate. Trusted by hundreds and recognized across the Midwest. She delivers results when it matters the most. With over 13 years of experience and licenses in both Kansas and Missouri, Lisa isn't just selling houses. She's helping you find a place to call home. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, looking to upsize, or selling your current home, Lisa makes the process smooth and stress-free. As a local expert passionate about building lasting relationships, she ensures her clients feel confident and satisfied every step of the way. Don't wait, your perfect home is just a call away. Contact Lisa today at 913-579-3246 or 913-369-3000 or visit lisamillersaleskc.com. Let Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate help you start your next exciting chapter. And let her know the Beat of KC, Lucas Murphy, sent you her way. But also at the same time, the roster completely reloaded. And so that's what's going to be fascinating. Now, of 36 players that are expected to be, built into this team, there's only 10 that are returning. So 26 of your baseball players are newcomers. And so they've really had to build cohesion. They've really had to learn how to really get used to one another. And that's a big key in baseball. You have to truly understand your teammates. And I think that's some significant turnover. That's transformation. That's modern college baseball, too, when you really think about it. But under Fitzgerald, roster construction has become a strength and not a weakness. The Jayhawks have built a reputation for identifying transfers who fit the culture and really develop quickly. And one of those examples of that is Bodie Ray. And I think, he is going to have an impressive season. And the reason is because I anticipate the Jayhawks are going to be in the lead in a lot of these baseball games. So you're going to have someone come in and shut the door. And I think, the national media and the people who really kind of give out the preseason awards have noticed that. And they've named him to the NCBWA Stopper of the Year preseason watch list. So they've acknowledged that, Ray locks down the ninth inning. Kansas suddenly has the back-end security of every contender's needs. Elite teams shorten games. A true stopper does exactly that. And I think that's honestly why he has been given that honor. Now, some national respect to really put this into perspective. So you're just not thinking, well, it's just Lucas blowing smoke about his favorite team. No, they're being identified again by national writers. The program's rise isn't just local hype, it's national recognition. Kendall Rogers, who I follow and have a lot of respect for, of D1 Baseball said, Kansas might have some question marks, just like everyone in college baseball. But with the return of Brady Ballinger and plenty of key pieces who are ready to take the step forward, a postseason appearance most definitely could be in the works yet again. Coach Fitz and the coaching staff has done a fantastic job the last few seasons of not only identifying the right players for the program, but also constructing rosters during a challenging time in college baseball and college athletics, most specifically talking about NIL. Now again, Mike Rooney echoed that sentiment, and I think that's another big person to really highlight and talk about, the Kansas baseball team. This coaching staff has turned heads across the league, and we should not doubt this roster reload at our own risk. Ballinger and Vagley are top of the conference talents with a track record. And speaking of track record, this program identifies and assimilates transfers better than any group in this footprint. The Jayhawks should challenge for another regional bid, as that is the new standard here. The phrase that matters in this entire thing is the new standard. We've talked about that multiple times. Kansas baseball isn't hoping to compete anymore. They expect to. Now, when you look at the Big 12 outlook, because to me, that's what matters. You can get through the non-con. Got to be competitive in the non-con. And Coach Fitzgerald really talked about how he constructed the schedule. Their non-con is extremely competitive. But when you look at the Big 12, the Jayhawks have been picked to be tied for 5th in the Big 12 alongside Oklahoma State. An elite that continues to be one of the toughest conferences in the country, really outside of the SEC, who I believe stands alone. That projection reflects both respect and opportunity. Kansas isn't sneaking up on anyone this year. They're in conversation. Now, the focus is simple. Start hot, which I think they have every opportunity to. Build confidence, which is exactly what they did last year. Establish the identity before Big 12 play begins, and I think this is literally the blueprint to how 2024, 2025 kind of started to come together. And now that we're in 2026, you've kind of really understood the blueprint, which is exactly that. And you're going to start opening the road and really get going towards that regional. So it says, elite teams embrace early challenges. If the Jayhawks can leave Edinburgh with momentum, which I, again, believe they will, the foundation for another regional run will be firmly in place. There's nothing greater than getting to the College World Series. That experience, that environment, working your way to that, it's just next level. And so from the Kansas Jayhawks to eventually find a way in my lifetime to make a College World Series would be one of the most impressive things, one of the most exciting things of my time as a sports fan. I appreciate y'all checking out this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I end every video the exact same way. Well, I'm going to end it a little different today. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, everybody. Enjoy this kickoff of college baseball weekend, and I do end every video the exact same way. Let's get the bat up here, and have a good day.